Hi folks, this is the Marblehead Complaint Department, and we are here once again to entertain you and bring a little information into your life. And I'm going to let Cassie, my name is Neil Barry, and this is Cassie, my co-host, and Cassie's going to read and explain some of the complaints, which, by the way, are late-breaking, up-to-the-minute complaints from Marblehead and other locations. So here is Cassie.
Firstly, I'd like to thank the Lynn item for allowing us to use the complaint section. And I'm going to start with the first complaint taking place in Linfield on April 21st. A caller reported people yelling at each other in the parking lot of Linfield Commons on Broadway at 5:13 a.m. An officer reported that a fox had been found in the back of the parking lot squealing every few minutes.
Well, my speculation to that is, was the fox squealing? The police said he was squealing, so that adds some factual information to the report. However, as I was thinking about it, it's quite possible, and this is speculation, it's quite possible that the fox was practicing for the annual Foxtrot and musical jamboree. Now, why do I say that? Because if you listen to the brass instruments of today and going back centuries, you will pick up that a lot of the saxophone sounds, and especially the flute sounds, mimic the sounds of animals.
I think really that what this brings to mind is Silence of the Lambs. In that film, Clarice is haunted by the screaming of the lambs when they're slaughtering the spring lambs, and animals actually do scream. Rabbits scream, I know that from having a pet rabbit. When they're injured, the sounds that they make can actually sound like screaming people or children. That would be my speculation, a Silence of the Lambs type scenario.
Well, that's a little bit frightening because you recommended that movie to me and it scared the bejesus out of me. I was quaking, and I haven't been scared like that since The Exorcist. But I also want to add that it's quite possible, and this is only speculation, that the fox may have been separated from his group, also known as a skulk.
Well, that sounds to me more like a group of prepubescent boys at a school dance, a skulk.
And what would these prepubescent boys be doing at a school?
Skulking around in the corners.
Skulking around.
Feeling insecure.
Well, that's a possibility.
A skulk of prepubescent boys at a dance.
Skulking around. Okay, well that is let's go on to the next complaint.
Okay.
No, you read these.
I thought you were going to do March 7th.
No, you do. You read
Okay.
these.
I'm going to move on to
before we go, let's look at the video. Let's look at the graphic representation. Sorry, not a video. And we have found out what the fox was up to. And the people weren't screaming. It was early in the morning. The person was just getting up. She was a little foggy. Here are the two people allegedly yelling, and the fox with the question mark has been solved. So let's go onward and upward.
Marblehead, suspicious activity. A report of suspicious activity at 7:56 a.m. Thursday on Pleasant Street. A tree stump was misidentified as a man wearing camouflage and scaring children.
Now, let me ask you, our viewers, how can a person misidentify a tree stump. Tree stumps are down close to the ground. And this person is seeing a full-bodied man in camouflage clothing. What is going on?
Well, I think misidentification is a common thing. Right now, we have a president in office who's been misidentified as a human being. So as you can see, it's a common human error.
Well, I will add to that that one day I was worried about the rash of robberies in my neighborhood, and I looked up the street and I saw a tree trunk with what I thought was a stomach. So I misidentified the tree as a person. I called the police. I said, there's a man looking at this house. He's been there for 2 hours. I don't know what's going on. And then I said to myself, I've been in this neighborhood for 40 years. I'm not going to let some person dictate my comings and goings out of my house. So I went up to the street, and it was a tree trunk and not a man. So I can identify with the misidentification of a tree stump for a man. That's a little bit of a stretch, but I can identify with it.
Wow.
Okay, next one.
A report of an elderly woman in traffic at 2:55 p.m. Wednesday at Jersey and Shepherd Streets. A caller reported an elderly woman in a hot pink jumpsuit jumping out into traffic trying to catch a ride. Police could not find the woman.
Well, my speculation is that she got a ride.
She found a ride.
And she's having a great time.
Yes.
She is doing the swim. She's doing the boogaloo. Wherever she's going, she's having a great time because she's tired of being old.
She's tired of waiting for the ride. She was waiting for the ride. If anyone knows the glyceride, she probably got so frustrated waiting for the ride that she threw herself out in the middle of traffic and begged anyone to stop and take her to her destination. That's my speculation.
And I think she went to the new restaurant on Monroe Street called the Las Vegas Restaurant, where she was going to apply for a job.
That's an interesting speculation, Neil. Thank you for that.
Okay, so we have a little more time. Can we go to the next one?
Yes, what is it? It's your turn. March 7th, I think.
Okay, this one is a woman with 2 young children called on Thursday at 4:19 p.m. and said she was at the park and afraid to walk to her car because of turkeys. Here comes
Again with the turkeys.
Again with the turkeys. What's going on with the turkeys?
Neil gets excited by turkeys.
Well, here's the problem. There was a ballot question on the on voting day, and there was ballot 3, voting box number 3, and it was to free farm animals. And turkeys have been running amok because they've been let go by animal lovers, and that is the arranged situation.
I didn't realize so many people love turkey. Well, thank you very much. This has been a great opportunity to speak with Neil Barry about complaints in the North Shore area. Thanks again to the Lynn item, and thank you, Neil.
You're welcome.